What's up, y'all? I snapped today. We have a legend, a living legend, y'all. I am hype. I'm so excited. This is hands down probably one of my most favorite singers in the entire world. Hands down probably one of the most skilled vocalists. The one and only Brian Mcknight will be joining us today, y'all. Y'all can come in the comments. In my head, Brian Mcknight will be playing at my wedding. I don't know if he's going to be singing, but that's my goal. But just so you guys know who he is, 25 million albums sold worldwide. He has been in the industry for over 30 years, from the 90s, early 2000s, and he's releasing his final album, Exodus, comes out today. Today is his last and final album, Exodus, of original music. So he's still going to be out touring. But I'm super excited just to have him on. He released the video, Nobody, which featured his beautiful wife. So we're going to play some of his music. Y'all, I'm excited. I'm really excited. We're going to play his song, Nobody, which is about his wife. And it's absolutely beautiful. So let me know if y'all can hear it. Let me know how y'all are feeling, because thank you guys. Love my hair too. But yeah, I'm super, super excited for this interview just because Brian Mcknight, probably one of the most skilled vocalists of all time. Like literally one of the most skilled vocalists. This is one of his latest songs off his album that came out today. So y'all go check it out. It's called Exodus. We're waiting for him to come in, so I'm playing the song. His voice is like butter. This is so beautiful. And y'all gotta check out this video, because this video will make you cry. Girl, we all want him to sing at our wedding. That is a goal. Tap you in. Okay, I'll tap you guys in. Yeah, so I'm gonna read off some more stuff from him. Is that, you know, he's a singer, songwriter, performer. He literally plays just about every instrument, from the French horn, the guitar, the bass, the drums, percussion, tuba, trombone. Literally, he plays just about everything. And you guys, he's doing a special concert on Keith Sweat's special concert series on Keith Sweat's Live, so you can check it out there. That'll be tonight. We're still waiting. He's here, the one and only. I'm playing your song. This is like my favorite song right now, and we're gonna tap him in. There we go. We're gonna bring you in. The legend is here. Are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had to start it off with Nobody, because that video, I was in tears. Absolutely beautiful. And the song is absolutely beautiful. So this is an honor to have you on and to be able to talk about this new album that dropped today.
Yeah, it's 28 years and counting since the first one. Actually 31 years since I signed my first publishing deal, and it's a blink. All the young folks out there, trust me when I tell you, enjoy the life that you have, because you know, time goes, especially now, it seems lately that a Friday to Friday goes so quickly. Seems like it's crazy. But in no way am I saying that there's not a lot left. You know, I'm just looking forward to the next chapter. When you look at that wedding video of ours, when I look at it, I'm just so excited, because to think about Leilani and my life moving forward, not tethered to the strictures of having to deal with an everyday hustle and bustle of the life of a recording artist on a daily, is going to be incredible.
Yeah, you guys get to go everywhere.
I'm just saying I'm stepping back a little bit from what we do, that's all.
Yeah, you guys are going to be able to travel. I think you said that you're going to travel. You're going to do all the places that you've been, but now you get to actually see it and enjoy it with your wife.
Yeah, imagine being able to wake up one day, putting your hand on the globe and just saying, that's where we go. And then when we get tired of that place, we'll go someplace else. When we get tired of that place, we'll go someplace else. It's just really about not being defined by what I do, but being by the things that make us happy.
Definitely, definitely. But I mean, I have to ask you, because like you said, 31 years since you signed your first deal, or you've been writing since you were 14.
Right.
Since you if I'm wrong, 14 years old. So
Right.
how do you feel now, this chapter closing? How are you feeling waking up this morning and releasing this last body of work of original music?
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to stop writing music.
Okay.
It is a part of me. There's no way to stop. I couldn't stop it if I wanted to stop it.
Mm.
Question has always been, do I continue to release songs just for the sake of releasing songs on some level? I know that that may seem crazy to fans because they're waiting for it and they've been waiting for these records for so long. But as the artist, at some point, burnt out isn't the right.
Okay.
But there is a certain amount of, let me see what else there is. Is there something else that I want to do? Is there something else? Is there some other way I'd like to do something else? I don't know what it is. It's just great to wake up this morning understanding that, you know, the glass is still half full in a lot
Mhm.
of where unfortunately I've seen artists in their 70s who are still doing it exactly the same way they were doing it when they were 20. And I, as much as I tip my hat to them, I'm not sure if that's how I want my life to be. I'm not saying that their life isn't good. I'm not saying that, look, if people still want to see me when I'm 70, that's going to be an amazing thing. But it's going to be on my terms from
Okay.
this moving forward. It's going to be a dual decision between Leilani and me, how we move forward with our lives. Instead of it being about that, it's going to be about what, you know, what makes us happy. Who knows what makes us happy? Maybe diving right back in 10 years from now or whatever that is. But right now, I just feel good that I have a body of work that I'm very, very, very proud of, particularly the last, you know, 6 or 7 years, 7 years since I met Leilani. It's been the greatest work of my life. Not to say that the hits have been as big, but the payoff has been so much more because I actually feel something for this music where I
Mhm.
never felt anything with a heart for the other music that I created.
Yeah, and I find it so interesting. I'm trying to pin this comment and my camera flipped, but I find it so interesting because you mentioned like the people that do it till they're 70. But this has been 20 albums. This has been you've written about so much.
Right.
In the last 6 7 years, it's been about the love that you have with your wife. But when you look back at it, and you look at where you started, 20 albums ago, is there challenge songwriting for today's era versus when you started off 20 albums ago?
It's a challenge and a question that's always looming heavily on me because I can't just go make the music of today.
Mm,
Because if I do that, then people are going to say, well, he's trying to be something that he's not.
mm,
But if I do what I always do, there's going to be a certain amount of people that say, well, that's just the same old Brian. So at a certain point, I had to say, you know what? I really don't care about what people are going to say. I just have to do what I feel at that time. So over the last 10 years or so, I have delved into lots of different types of music, whether it was trap beat here or whether it was this or that, and just to feel out to see what people would say. People want to hear ballads from me. But when I put out a ballad and they say, oh, that's just another slow Brian McKnight song, it's just a weird dynamic that sort of happens with me that and I found this out a few years ago when I put out that parody song that anybody else can do anything. But when it comes to me, I have to live up to whatever, but then I can't live up to it this way. So you know what? Eventually you just have to say, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to create what I create, put it in a little tight little package and, let the fans decide what they love and what they don't.
yeah, I mean, they love our ballads, but at the end of the day, I think it's so important that you write music for what you're going through.
Right.
That speaks out the most. Like when you're watching the video and you're seeing that Leilani is she's your girl. She's the star in all your videos.
Yes,
That's
she is.
your girl. Like that's beautiful, and that's what's gonna hold longer. Is if the music that you're making is music that makes you happy, and at the end of the day, then people are gonna listen to it and they're gonna still support you. But we still love our ballads.
Yeah, and so do I. I never really thought that I was never comfortable doing fast music because in the church that I grew up in singing, they, who's in there, at least then. Now, Kirk Franklin changed the game when he came in and could have sort of a dance churchy thing that was not happening in the 80s when I grew up. So it was tough, especially growing up in a very strict religion, and you didn't dance and you didn't do things of that nature because that was very sinful. So I've had to learn how to sort of sing those songs and find songs that, you know, complemented my voice. But I think my voice lends itself to a more tender, kind of slow feeling
Yeah.
thing.
We need you for our breakups. We need you for our wedding. I like made the joke earlier. I was like, when I heard Back at One, that was like me just trying to like, I mean, I'm going to probably date myself. You're going to be like, okay, this young little girl. But I was learning my numbers. I was like, one, you're like, I'm learning one, two, three. And I remember sitting in the backseat of the car listening to Back at One. But literally, it's like your music has touched so many parts of so many people's lives. And I just think that's so important when you look back at it on 20 years. How does that make you feel when you hear people talk about you just the impact that you've had on their lives and you probably haven't even met them?
It's really surreal. That's the one of the good things about social media, that people can immediately tell you about how they feel about something that you created. Um, it's hard to know that, at least before now, because you weren't there when they took the shrink wrap off back when they used to buy CDs.
Yeah.
They took
I
the wrap
grew
off, pop the CD in. You're not there. You only know how they feel in some way once you do a concert in their area. And from my vantage point, I can tell by body language whether or not people are loving this particular song. It's always that first show after a new record that lets you know which songs you can play. I remember during the Anytime tour, I wrote Back at One on that tour, and
Mhm.
I thought I made a song I'd written, and I played it during the Anytime tour, and because no one had heard it before, it didn't get the response that I thought it would, and it made me think. I was like, well, maybe this song isn't as great as I think, but people respond to things that they've heard. What makes a hit isn't necessarily how great the song is. Sometimes it does, but
Yeah.
it's how many times you hear it over and over. How many times you heard a song? Like, I hated that song when I heard it, but now I heard it 7,000 times. It's grown on me.
It,
And that's just about every song we've heard in the last 25 years.
yeah. No, definitely. I mean, that's a great point. It's just so interesting how people would really be like, oh, Back at One, and but they were probably still stuck on Anytime, so they
Yeah,
had to get to it.
had to get to it.
Yeah. And so Exodus has it officially came out today. And there's I would be remiss if I don't bring up just one of the songs out on the album, Can't Say Goodbye. And you dedicate it to Kobe and Gianna.
Right.
Um, you have had the honor to work with so many amazing artists, but you're one of the only people to ever say that they've worked with Kobe Bryant, the rapper. Um,
Right.
so can you just talk to me about how that experience came to be and what was that like on the set with Kobe Bryant, the rapper, and you were the basketball player?
Yeah. It was crazy because I think it was going into his second year in the league. He's
Mhm.
19 years old. It was right after the playoffs when he didn't play as well as he might have wanted. And he was trying to be very serious about a rap career. And I truly believe that if he would have done that, he probably could have. I don't think there's anything that he would have put his mind to that he wouldn't have been successful at. The problem was the Lakers were trying to win championships.
Mhm.
I don't think that they thought that he could be as focused. I believe he could have, but I don't think that they thought he could have been as focused on his basketball career if he would have been out there being a rapper. But when we did that video that day, it was a great sort of reversal of characters. But I'm out there hooping and he's in the house rapping, and I thought it was a lot of fun. It was great to see him and know him at that time, and then to know him as an adult too, with children, and how much of a great father he was and a girl dad and all of those things. I wrote that song, Can't Say Goodbye, because in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of people come and go. Even Elvis. I'm old enough to remember when Elvis passed. And we saw Michael Jackson pass. We saw Prince pass. And we were all broken up about that. But it was nothing like when Kobe Bryant passed. What I saw and what we felt from all over the world, it really made me want to go in and write something just to ease some pain on some level, because it wasn't just about Kobe and Gianna. We all lose somebody at some point. If you live long enough, that's going to happen. They were the catalyst for this song, but I've lost people. You've lost people. My wife was really, really broken up about that. And this song came, and my wife has become my proofreader. I've never had anyone in my life to bounce things off of. It's always just been me by myself doing things, and to have Leilani there to say, I think it'd be nice if you said it this way, or yeah, this, or just to give me encouragement, because I was feeling some kind of way about that, and we all needed that song at the time.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you because you even went on live, you performed it. And it's sometimes it's just soothing. Your voice, it's hearing you like when you're going through something, it's like you just need to hear Brian Mcknight. So I appreciate you lending your voice to us during those times and then releasing this track on the album. I thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And so I know you have a whole bunch of lives to get to. I have
Yeah.
questions, but this is a new chapter in your life. You've done a lot of great things. You've been a radio host. You have the Brian Mcknight Show on television. You were even on Broadway. All right.
Yeah.
You're a songwriter, you're a producer. You play just about every instrument. What do we see you doing? Is there anything that you want to do necessarily different in your career in this next chapter?
You know what? I wake up every day and I say to Leilani, what do you want to do? What's happy today? It's not about me anymore. It's really about, I wake up next to the most beautiful woman who ever lived in the world, in any world. And the selflessness that I feel is what everybody should feel. I want that example of when you find that person, hold on to them with everything you possibly can and treat them how you want to be treated, and they'll treat you exactly the same way. And we are the personification of that. That's why it's not hard for me to step away from the way I've been doing things, because we spend literally every second together every day. And that's really all I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. I mean, I'll play golf and she'll be right in the cart with me. She's playing golf now. Yesterday she had to get her nails done, and I waited in the car because I didn't want to be without her. I just wanted to be near her. And then she was gone for an hour, and I could see her, and I was still missing her. I mean, that's how I want my life to be, and I want to do that every single day for every second of the rest of my life.
Definitely. And there's this rumor that I saw online. I don't know if this is true. Is it true she made you wait a year to kiss her?
To even hold her hand.
A whole year?
A whole year, yeah.
Brian Mcknight, you had to wait a whole year to
But
hold her.
that tells you who my wife is. She didn't care I was Brian McKnight. Matter of fact, I don't even think she knew I was Brian McKnight when we met. She knew who Brian McKnight was. She just didn't know this guy who was standing in front of her was Brian McKnight. And that goes a long way. Yes, I was frustrated. I didn't understand it. I had never encountered anything like that. But when you meet somebody who is one of a kind, there's one of one.
Yeah.
One of one. That you know that, and I tell you what, when that year was over, talk about hearing angels sing and 4th of July fireworks going off, and it's been that way every day since.
That's awesome. Yeah, I always see you guys holding hands now, so you wouldn't believe that it took a whole year for you guys to get there. But shout out to her.
Tell you that the things that you wait for are the things that worth having, for sure. For sure.
I'm gonna have to bring Leilani on so I can get some advice. I have to bring her on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much. Last question: one word to describe your feeling for Exodus, the last album.
Oh wow, that's hard in one word. Satisfied.
Mm.
I am proud of the work that I've done, and I think I've said it all. I don't think I let it down. I'm happy with happy would be the word, actually. I'm happy. For the first time in my life, for these 7 years, I've been happy.
I appreciate you. I'm excited to see this. You can see the glow. It's almost like it's like the first album.
Yeah. 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 When you listen to it, you'll understand what I'm saying, that it's, every aspect of my life. We let you in on a very small part of our lives. We're very selective about the images that we put out, but the ones that we do give you a little glimpse into our fairy tale life, and it is a fairy tale.
Yeah, I listened to it last night. 42 is my favorite song.
42 is a good one.
That's a good track. So I appreciate you for that. I also had to mention my best friend's mom's from Buffalo. She went to Sweet Home.
Oh, wow.
So she said I had to shout that out. So I had to make sure I put that in there as well. because you're from Buffalo. So
Yes.
not many people we know that are from Buffalo. So I had to make sure I brought that up.
Got it.
But everyone, make sure you go and you check out Exodus. You're performing live on Keith Sweat's live series tonight, correct?
Yes.
So they can
That'll be
check.
tonight. Eastern, I think. Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't know what time it is.
Yeah. Today, I mean, like these times just run all together. That's for sure. But they can check out Exodus. It's on all streaming platforms. They can see you perform. And Brian, I just want to thank you for your body of work. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you for releasing this album. And we're gonna always continue to root for you. And I greatly appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, you too. See you. All right, you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this special episode of Meet the People Live with the one and only Brian Mcknight. This has been an exclusive interview. You guys can go and check it out. It'll be saved onto my Instagram. So go ahead and check it out. And make sure you go and listen to Exodus. You go and you stream it, and then you can go watch him perform live on Keith Sweat's live series. All right, see you guys.